Are you thinking of living in Malaysia? So are we. Malaysia has been on the top of our list of countries to move to for some time now. We have both lived there before, so we are familiar with this wonderful country.
In this video, we are going to share all the information we have gathered to help you decide if Malaysia might be an option to live. Plus, we have made an overview of the total cost of living per month.
Why would you even consider moving to Malaysia? Well, we can come up with many reasons. First of all, Malaysia is a very multicultural country, making it extremely diverse. You have the Malay, the Chinese and the Indian people, and not to forget the large expat communities. This mixture alone makes it easier to settle and feel at home quickly.
Additionally, Malaysia is an English-speaking country. Their healthcare is pretty top-notch compared to neighboring countries. And over the many years, there has been a lot of development within the stable country. Fortunately, it is also a safe country to live in.
Yes, that's right. If you just look at Kuala Lumpur, that's the capital, you can see that it is a very modern city with great infrastructure and public transport. This city has a modern, buzzing feel to it, and you can get almost anything you want. Malaysia is also blessed with amazing rainforests and stunning tropical islands. Plus, it's located in Southeast Asia, making it very easy to travel to nearby countries.
And last but not least, and perhaps the most important, the people are extremely friendly and a large variety of delicious food is already enough reason to move to Malaysia. So as you can imagine, Malaysia has been popular among expats for a long time. I used to live there with my parents in the late 1980s and went to the international school there. All in all, I have great memories of Malaysia.
And I have lived in Kuala Lumpur in 2002 for my studies. Over the years, we have visited Malaysia many times and we can definitely picture us living there again. Most expats live in the capital city of Kuala Lumpur or in Penang, a small island off the west coast in Malaysia. Kuala Lumpur attracts mostly expats who work there, who do business and want the facilities the vibrant city has to offer.
While in Penang, life is more quiet, making it ideal for those who are retired and those who are seeking a more island life. Just what we are looking for. When moving to Malaysia, we would also consider Penang over Kuala Lumpur.
Ipoh is an upcoming city that is attracting more expats as well. While Langkawi Island is mainly popular among expats who enjoy sailing to nearby Thailand. Or at least that's what we heard, right?
Another option that we are considering as a possibility to live in Malaysia is the city Kuching, located in the province of Sarawak on the big island of Borneo. As you can imagine, it isn't a modern city like Kuala Lumpur, but it is surrounded by nature parks and it is less busy.
Yes, I visited Kuching when I lived in Malaysia and I loved it. So, if it checks the boxes when it comes to living abroad with our son, then perhaps Kuching can be an option too. Whichever location you choose in Malaysia, there is likely an expat community organizing events and gatherings, making it easy to connect and make friends.
So let's have a look at how much you would need to live comfortably per month in Malaysia. Let's start off with the biggest monthly expense, housing. Like any country, housing prices, whether it is renting or buying, depends on the location. Naturally, Kuala Lumpur will be more expensive than, let's say, Ipoh.
The great thing in Malaysia is that you can rent a place to live, but you can also actually buy as a foreigner. There are requirements to buying one, and every state in Malaysia has its own, so it can differ. The golden rule of buying property in Malaysia is that the purchase price should be at least 1 million rupiah. This is to protect those in the lower income brackets, which is a great thing if you think about it.
Luckily, if you have no intention to buying, like us, then there are excellent places to rent in Malaysia. In Kuala Lumpur, renting an apartment is popular as it comes with a lot of amenities such as a pool and a gym. If you go for a high-end 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment in Bangsar, a popular place to live in the city, you can expect to pay a maximum of 1,000 a month.
Yep, that's right. But there are also cheaper 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartments for just $450. Of course, these are further away from the city center, so make sure there is public transport or a highway nearby.
And if you leave Kuala Lumpur and check out Penang, then there are rental prices that are much cheaper. You can find an apartment for just 1,250 ringgit a month in Batu Ferringhi, which is a popular place near the beach. After a quick look, the apartments do look less flashy than Kuala Lumpur, but I bet there are nice places if you look harder.
Yeah. As you can tell, there is a lot to discover when it comes to finding a place to live in Malaysia. And we haven't even looked at houses yet. And since we love checking out property, we will look further into finding a place in Malaysia in our next video. So for now, we will calculate $600 for the cost of housing a month.
Next are utility costs. This all depends on the size of the place you are living in, plus the number of people. But for gas and electricity, you should expect somewhere between $50 and $70.
As for internet, you can get fiber broadband in Malaysia. You have various providers offering plans. The biggest player is Telekom Malaysia. If you go for their popular TM Unif package, then expect to pay 89 ringgit. But they also have faster connection options as well.
If you want really fast internet for good value, then there is the Time with just 139 ringgit per month. So let's add $150 for utilities and internet. What else? Groceries.
Well, like most countries in Southeast Asia, eating at local restaurants is cheap. Malaysia is famous for its street food and food courts, and you can easily enjoy different dishes every day of the month. The choice is endless. It's so cheap that you can even eat for like $2 a meal. So around $6 per person for lunch and dinner. It's fantastic.
For shopping, it depends where you go. If you go to a supermarket in a mall in Kuala Lumpur city center, you will likely end up at an expensive daily type of supermarket where you can expect to pay so much more for everything. However, they might have more choice when it comes to Western type of foods.
If you go to supermarkets like Aeon or Lotus, the prices are more cheaper. To get an idea on how much a visit to the store can be, we checked out the Aeon website.
And we selected some products that we would likely buy when living in Malaysia, such as olive oil, wine, beer. Yeah, we don't drink alcohol that much, but just for an indication. We have a cat, so cat food, coffee, oatmeal for breakfast, peanut butter, water, yogurt, almonds, of course chocolate, and some tomato sauce and some random vegetables, together with eggs, noodles and spaghetti. And we came to a total of 273 ringgit and 41 cents. Of course, olive oil is expensive, just as alcohol. And if you remove that, you will see that the shopping list is far less. Let's remove the cat food as well. So then you'll come to a total of 136 ringgit. This is of course just an indication.
Like mentioned, when shopping online, the total is just an indication. We won't be buying alcohol, peanut butter or coffee every visit, but if we would do this shopping every other day, then it will be around $450 a month.
Then we have eating out every other day, which then would be $90 per person, times 3 of us would be $270. So that's a total of $720 a month.
We didn't expect that, to be honest, right?
No.
Of course, you can save money by shopping at the market and buying local products. But if you know us, we love to be on the safe side when it comes to calculating monthly costs.
Yeah, and we didn't add other things such as beauty and cleaning products. Plus, you want to be able to splash a little and eat sushi or go to a fancy restaurant. So let's keep it $720 a month.
Yeah. Next on the list is transportation. When it comes to public transportation in Kuala Lumpur, then there is a lot to choose from. You have the KL monorail, the MRT mass rapid transit, the KTM commuter, the LRT or light rapid train, and additionally there are buses, taxis and Grab services.
Yeah, the public transport is pretty good and it's clean and very pleasant to use. There's a monthly pass called My 100 for unlimited rides on all services in Kuala Lumpur. However, it is for Malaysian citizens only. So if you'll be commuting a lot with public transport, you need to keep this cost in mind. It's about 20 cents per stop if you pay cashless.
Yeah. We would recommend finding a place where public transport is easy accessible. Traffic in Kuala Lumpur can be crazy. That said, we can imagine that you would find a car more comfortable as well.
Yeah, new cars can be just as expensive as in Europe and the US, unless you go for a local brand such as Proton or Perodua. To buy a car, you need a Malaysian visa plus proof of employment in the country.
If we would settle in, let's say, Penang, we would probably go for a motorbike. Somehow this is easier to get as a foreigner. All you need to do is pay up front and the shop will handle the registration and so on. It is helpful if you have a Malaysian address though.
So another important cost of living in Malaysia, for us at least, is schooling. We already did a video on international schools in general, where we checked out several in Malaysia as well. There are international schools everywhere in Malaysia. Kuala Lumpur even has 113. Penang 11, Johor Bahru 20, and they even have a couple in the province Sabah and Sarawak on the Borneo Island.
It all depends which school you choose, of course. American and British international schools tend to be more expensive. For our son, who will be around 10 years old by then, there is a school fee of around $8,000 a year. But you have some that are 16,000 in Kuala Lumpur.
Yeah, in Penang, a school with an American or British curriculum is the most expensive and can be $10,000 a year. And after checking a couple of schools in Penang, we really like the Pelita International, which has an annual fee of $5,000.
As you can see, there is a lot of diversity when it comes to schools. All the costs mentioned are all exclusive additional fees such as registration and additional school activities.
Last but not least, the visa. Often getting the right visa is very complicated and there are so many options. So we'll tackle this one in our next video on Malaysia.
However, over the years, Malaysia has been aiming at welcoming more foreigners. Since a couple of years, they are offering a digital nomad visa, which is around $229 per applicant. This multi-entry visa enables you to stay for 1 year in Malaysia.
Dependents can enter on this visa too, such as your children, and that will be around $114. So for us, that will be 2 times $229 plus 114 euros for our son, which will make a total of $572.
So for us, a family of 3, the final calculation will be $600 for housing, $150 for utilities, $720 for groceries and eating out, and around $500 a month for schooling, and $50 a month for our visas. Of course, we have to pay all the visa costs upfront, but just for the sake of monthly expenses, we added visa too.
So we'll come to a total of $2,020 a month. Again, these prices tend to be higher because 1, expats tend to pay more than locals, that's just a fact.
Yeah.
Plus 2, we rather calculate more than less to avoid running out of money at the end of each month.
We didn't add transportation costs yet. We guess we will need to have the money upfront to get us 2 motorbikes. As for public transport, I think we will calculate it together with traveling costs such as flights within Malaysia or other countries.
So with this all in mind, we will make the total cost of living in Malaysia $3,500. This will include insurances, travel expenses and savings in case of emergencies or sudden costs.
Yeah, well, that is far less than we planned for Indonesia, for instance. But Malaysia is known as a country where the cost of living is low for expats. We plan to earn an income through our online business, making it possible to live long-term in, for instance, Malaysia. And with $3,500 a month, plus the possibility to get 1 year digital nomad visa, Malaysia is climbing higher on our list of countries to move to, right?
Yes, definitely. If you ever thought of earning an online income with an online business, check the description below where you can find a link for more information.
So we have come to the end of this extensive video, but we had to cover a lot of things, of course. As mentioned, we will go more into detail on finding a place to live in Malaysia, plus visa applications in our next videos.
So please subscribe to our channel so you know when we have uploaded our upcoming videos. And don't forget to like this video. We really appreciate receiving the likes and reading your comments.
Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye-bye!
Bye!